There's a couple things I need to talk to y'all about. If you watched my last videos about the Porsche 911 GT3, I kind of jumped the gun a little bit. I stated that that's the car that I wanted. It really is. It is the car that I really want. I was on a big work trip last week. I went to Omaha, Denver, Salt Lake, and back to Denver, then back home. So I had a lot of time to think about it. While I was there, I saw some just awesome cars. I hadn't seen the new DB11 in person. Saw that the Huracan, which I need to get to here in just a minute. If you saw one of my Instagram posts, I'll get to that. So on this trip, I saw a LaFerrari, which man, that thing's beautiful in person. 918, just all sorts of Ferraris. SA Aperta, the 458 Aperta, Speciale Aperta, the TDF, just ungodly amounts of cars. But it got me thinking about a lot of things. So I've spec'd out my 911 GT3. I talked to the salesman over at Jackie Cooper, and I do have the allocation for one. Probably 2019 or 2020, whichever, if it happens. Nobody knows what their model year will run to, but at least I've got my name on the list. So I've done a lot of looking at it. I spec'd a couple cars out, ranging from about 155 to about 180, and you know, I watched a video, Rob Ferretti, Super Speeders, if you watch his videos. And he's talking because he's got a GT3 on order, and he did a very basic spec. He's got carbon ceramic brakes, and I think a couple other small things. And I mean, his was like 150 something. Actually, his thing is closer to 155. And he had stated that, you know, there are specifications that people have built that are like in the $200,000 range. And something he had stated was, there's no way you're going to get that much more enjoyment out of that car. You're not going to get 60 grand worth of enjoyment out of the car with some options on it. But, you know, it's a very, very valid point. And it got me thinking about it. You know, the spec that I really want, Miami blue, carbon ceramic brakes, the racing seats, just the works. And mind you, I'm going to have to wait a while for this car. And I'm more than happy to do so, but it just seems like a lot of money to spend on a 911 GT3. Now, there's no doubt in my mind that it's going to be worth that amount of money. You know, it's an extremely special car. The performance and the capabilities of it are just, they're mind-blowing, and I've always been a real big Porsche fan. Not a 911 fan, to be honest, because I didn't understand the car. You know, I thought when I was younger they all looked the same, and then I started looking at like GT3s, and it really changed my mind. And after driving a dream car, which the GT3 has always been a dream of mine, it got me thinking, you know, that's what I want. That's exactly what I want. So then comes the Huracan. If you saw my Instagram post, I really want one. So my battery died. Now I got to think where it was. Oh yeah. So I've got a friend of mine. So I got a friend of mine up in Arkansas who's got a Lamborghini Huracan, and he has graciously invited me to go up and look at it. I can't wait. I really can't wait. His is white. It'll be my first time seeing his, and on my trip to Denver, we stopped at the Lamborghini dealership just for fun after working, and that was my first time seeing an Huracan that I can recall. It was in red, black wheels, just, oh god, it was just so pretty. And I started looking at them online, and, you know, high mileage ones are in the, like, 180s right now, give or take. And, you know, cars that had a sticker of 260 are in the 180s. And I'm going to wait longer than expected to purchase a car. I'll get back to that in a second. But by the time I go to purchase this new car, depreciation will have set in a little bit more on these Huracans. I'm sure the Performante, and the convertible version will be out. Maybe another special edition will be coming out, and the price of these will fall a little bit, at least to the same point as this GT3. So I was thinking about it, like, I could have an 911 GT3, a brand new one, or I could pick up a low mileage Huracan, rear wheel drive or all wheel drive. That's something I haven't really decided on, and when I get closer to purchasing the car, I'll figure it out by then. So it was kind of on my mind this whole trip, like thinking, what would I rather have? Would I rather have this GT3 or an Huracan? And I've looked at an R8 V10 Plus, the newer one of 17, and I got to drive it, and I didn't like it. I really didn't like it. It felt too. I know this is kind of an Audi thing. It felt clinical. It was boring. It was a gray car with black black interior with red stitching and the quilted pattern. And as cool as it looks, it just didn't do anything for me. I don't know what it was. It might have been the color. It might have just been the new styling that I don't like. It really didn't appeal to me. So I saw the Huracan, and that just like struck me. It's like, good God, it's stunning in person. If you haven't seen one, you need to look at one. My God, is it pretty. I mean, it's such a beautiful car. And at this point in my life, that's kind of what I want. I want something that I know I don't want to ever get rid of. I didn't want to get rid of the Shelby, and I'm going to create a video pretty soon about why I got rid of it and the reasonings why I was so okay with letting it go. So I've been looking at a couple options. A 458 Italia is another one. 570 GT is another, and maybe a 650S if they depreciate anymore. I've been looking at those, but I'll make a video later on about those as well. Yeah, I know I'm dragging on these videos, whatever. It creates some content for the whole 7 cents I've made off of YouTube. I've got to figure out where I'm going to distribute my wealth, so we'll talk about that. Now on to the bigger topic at hand. I accidentally deceived you guys. And I'm man enough to admit that I made a mistake. I said that I wanted to purchase a car at the end of this year, early next year. I've decided not to do either of those. I'm going to wait till I turn 25 for a couple reasons. The main one is insurance. I think it's either 25 or 26 is when your insurance starts to drop off. It's a stupid old rule that just because you're a little bit older, you're a better driver. It has nothing to do with that. I guess it's just statistically you're less likely to get into an accident, or you're more mature or something like that. Anyway, I'm going to wait till my insurance drops off because insurance on me is ridiculous right now. It's stupid high. It's higher than it really needs to be. And if I'm looking at a car like a Lamborghini Huracan, I won't be able to afford insurance. It will just break me. Not only is the maintenance on it going to be ridiculous, that's another concern, and that's why I've kind of been thinking about this car a lot. But the insurance is going to just destroy me. The other thing is the depreciation on these cars, like the 458, the Huracan 12, or not the 12C, 570 GT, cars like that. The depreciation will set in by then, and I don't want to spend a certain amount of money for a car that's just going to lose $40,000 next year when I can pick it up then and not lose that $40,000. So I've got a lot to think about. I will still continue the series because I've got a ton of cars that a lot of you have suggested, and I appreciate y'all suggesting vehicles for me to look at. I've got a lot of things that I need to look at. I am considering replacing my truck, though. My daily, my 150. I haven't shot any videos or anything like that of it because it's just an F-150. So I'll be doing a couple videos on that later on. I'm trying to shoot a couple videos right now with some trucks and some other cars. But Wednesday I'm going to be going up to Northern Arkansas to take a look at my buddy's Huracan. Hopefully he'll let me shoot a video out of it, and I'm going to go from there. So I made a mistake. I'm man enough to admit it. I'm not going to be purchasing a car as soon as I had hoped, and I apologize for that. I know that's kind of the whole basis behind my YouTube channel is this looking for a new car thing, and it's going to take a lot longer than I had previously hoped. but I hope you understand why I've decided to hold off a little bit on the new car. Like I said, I'm still going to do the series. I'm still going to shoot videos. I might even do a couple reviews if I can do it. I've got some vehicles lined up currently. Once the weather cools off a little bit, I'll be looking at some really, really special cars that I know y'all will get a kick out of. Because I know a lot of you don't want me to do this exotic sort of thing, or anything that isn't a muscle car, which, mind you, the Shelby wasn't a muscle car. It was a sports car. It didn't have big power. It handled. It was a genuine sports car. But that's debatable. It depends on how you look at things. A lot of people look at Mustangs and Camaros as muscle cars. When, in my opinion, the only muscle car out there is a Challenger, unless it's a V6. We won't get into that. So, anyway, that's kind of the update for Monday. And if you took a look at my Instagram post, you would already know most of this. So, I really hope you enjoy this video. Hopefully, next Monday, I will have that Lamborghini video up for you guys. So, take it easy, and I appreciate you watching. I'll see you later.